Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Tiffany Roman. I am your host, and this is Small Biz Highlight. I'm telling you, I don't know how long it's going to take for that intro to get old for me. It gets me giddy every time I see it because it's such a cool way to start the show. Uh, if anybody watching has any ideas on what else I could say at the beginning, other than my little, this is Tiffany Roman and this is Small Biz Highlight, just let me know. I'm open to ideas of making the show better. But welcome to another episode of Small Biz Highlight. Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad for those of you who are dropping by. Thank you. As always, I have to give you the little brief reminder that we are live using StreamYard. Now, all I'm giving you the info on that is because if you decide to leave a comment on the video, which I highly recommend, totally would love to have your comments on the screen while we're live. But just to make sure that Facebook and StreamYard are talking to each other so we can see your beautiful photos along with your names. When you do have your comments, then all you have to do is click the link to www.streamyard.com/Facebook. I do have it in the description of the video, but I am going to copy and paste it into the comments as we speak so that you can go ahead and easily click on it there too. Now, I have been on this rampage this whole year, spreading nothing but positivity with my hashtag 2021. This is your year, no matter what your goals are, no matter what your dreams are, your aspirations, no matter what you intend to do with your lives this year, it's going to happen to you. I have the utmost faith and pray that you will take this positivity and pass it on to anybody and everybody who needs it. Because let's face it, even though it's been a while now since, we started trying to get back into normalcy, last year is just affecting a lot of us still in many different ways. So help spread the positivity to help people moving forward, all right? All right. Digital TV show, guys. Digital TV show is so close. I have like 4 episodes recorded. I need 2 more, and they're going to give me my official date of when I'm going to launch. So once I have that date, I will definitely let you all know so that I can also do a brief introduction on how to find me and the show and where to find me and whatnot so that you guys can catch it. I'm so excited. I've been working with the guests so far to set up some really great giveaways and gifts if you answer a trivia question from each episode. I'm telling you, I'm going to make it interesting. So you got to hang in there with me. For those of you who have been with me on this journey so far, thank you. I am really excited about what's to come with this show. You have no idea. If you are interested in finding out how you can actually be more a part of the TV show, a sponsor, maybe you want to advertise something, please do not hesitate to go onto my Calendly site and click get involved, and we'll see what you are looking to get involved with, how you want to help out, and see what we can make happen. I'd love to have your support. You have no idea. Oh, and I'm sure the multitude of businesses that I've already interviewed and the ones that I'm about to will absolutely adore you for it. So I am also putting that information into the comments because I love to make things easy for you all to find and click. So there you are. It's in the comments. Let's see. All right. So tonight I have the opportunity to introduce you to Ryan. Now, if you were on the show last week or happened to watch it, I interviewed Mac, who I said was basically me in male form, which absolutely, I'm telling you, brother from another mother. No kidding. Love that man. But I got to show you how cool it was to just simply text a word to a specific phone number, and then you get this digital brochure of his, giving you not just his business information, but video clips. It had clips of his examples of his voices that he does. Well, Ryan is the genius behind it. Well, at least one of them. Because it's his business that created it. So what better timing is this than to invite him on the show? Come on now. This just makes sense, people. So let me bring him on. Hello, Ryan.
Hey, Tiffany, how you doing? How's everybody out there today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, I got had a chance to watch Maccabee's show, and it was pretty exciting to hear you guys' personal connections. A lot of different things you guys done the same. So it's pretty interesting to hear your stories.
Oh, it's so crazy how we live so far away from each other, and yet just like 1 hour conversation turned into multiple hours, and then we just had so much in common. But I think that's the beauty of networking, because you never know who you're going to meet, what kind of people you're going to meet, and what kind of impact you're going to have on them. So I love that. But then I got to not just meet him at that networking event, I met you at the same one.
Yeah, we kind of hit it up right away too, but there was a lot of people on there, and we really couldn't talk too much, but we did talk right afterwards. So
yes, awesome. It was a lot of fun getting to know everybody that was there. I mean, you even helped me out and came to my first networking event that I had. So I know we had fun there answering the questions.
Yeah.
Shout out to Yub Nub Games. Telling you guys, if you have not tried this game, you need to, because it's a lot of fun. Top Tail is what it's called. So look it up. There's an app for that. Always an app for that.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited to get into what your business is about and this amazing aspect to business that you bring. But first, as always, we want to start with introducing you. So who are you, Ryan? Help my viewers get to know you.
That's a good question. I mean, first and foremost, I've been an entrepreneur a long time, since I'd say about 20 years plus now. So I've been in that kind of world for a while, but I'm also a dad. So I'm in that world now for a while too. I have a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old. So that's my other world. Pretty much my first job is always being a dad. Also a Christian. So, I like to always kind of support my faith in all things I do. So as a person, that's, foundational who I am, but also as, really like to support small businesses. So, always looking at ways to use these different technologies out there available to, bring tools to help people grow their businesses and, leverage all the types of technologies out there and make it accessible to, everybody, particularly with, as you know, in your episode, small business with, a lot of the business shutdowns and things like that, to give them the tools to compete, right? So that's part of why we came together. We really want to make the digital brochure, Text for More product in my primary company, Didgebridge, which some people get confused about what's Didgebridge versus Text for More. And just to make that kind of clear, Didgebridge is my primary company that I'm one of the founders of, that I originally started. And then this is one of those products within that company we developed really for the small business entrepreneur and people wanting to tell their story, just like Mac, for example.
Give them a really unique way to do that. I think it's really cool because one, there's always those businesses that want to step their game up a little bit. We have business cards. We've been using business cards for how long now? We have websites. We have all kinds of different ways to kind of get ourselves out there. Even now with social media was a step up when businesses started taking advantage of, putting themselves out there in the social media world. But you kind of made where it's as easy as sharing a phone number to get people to a digital brochure, and it could be made into whichever way that is effective for them. And I think that's a really cool idea, especially the way you brought it out during like the networking event and stuff like that, how you described it. I just think it's so cool what you do.
Yeah. Well, the interesting when you make products like this, a lot of the types of things we built over time had to do with things we wanted for ourselves, things that we would find useful. And the major reason why Text for More, which its name is designed around texting for more information, is it's primarily designed to answer the three questions when you meet somebody at a networking event or for the first time. Who are you? What do you do? Like, what do you do? And then how can I help you? Right. So everybody kind of has that question. It used to be like, hey, send me your information. Right. Someone make a phone call. That sounds interesting. Send me your information. So this is a way to easily put it in one convenient place where people can access it. Like you said, off of a phone number, you basically text the keyword and then you can get information about a business. You can put different content on that business, whatever you want to talk about. You can put, links to your website, your social media. You can put your video on there. I mean, it's really a variety of things you can do to essentially have a digital brochure. We like to say it's next generation brochures for the digital age.
I think it's so cool. It kind of reminds me of like a landing page almost, but typically you would use like you would have to give like the website for it or whatever. But instead, you just tell them, hey, just text this word to this phone number. And then once they do text, and they get the link to your digital brochure, is that something that becomes like a new contact for you in your back office or something? Are the numbers tracked, I guess, is what I'm asking.
Well, essentially what that means is it goes along with normal texting programs, which are designed around one-to-one relationships. So when you text a keyword, you're basically giving consent to that business to say, hey, I want to be, one of your contacts, get information, updates about your business. So now you become one of the contacts within that business to create basically a one-to-one, you have a private relationship with that customer. You have that relationship now to communicate with them on a one-to-one basis. And then essentially you get that contact, and then you also have the ability over time to manage those contacts as the business owner. And even if someone wanted to opt out of it throughout that process, you're respectful through all permission-based marketing. That's respectful. It's not intrusive. It's really a hot lead. It's someone that says, hey, I raised my hand. I'm interested in what you're doing. I want to learn more. And it gives you the ability to extend really any touch point, which could be your business card, it could be your email signature, it could be your social media post, a way to take those particular environments and get opt-in, people that self-opt-in to learn more about your company. So it's a hot lead.
I love it because not all businesses, I think one of the pet peeves of mine about business cards, for example, is that it's just paper or cardboard or cardstock, whatever they use for it. But then you try to put as much information as you can to kind of give them the idea of what you do. But sometimes that just isn't enough. Like for Mac, for example, he's a voiceover actor. He could put he's a voiceover actor, but how can he prove that to you with a business card? With his digital brochure, he does that easily with an introduction video, and he has the little clips of him talking. I mean, even for like my show, for example, I could have like episodes instead of just saying what the show is about. I could have actual episodes for them to watch, for examples, or like my intro for the show to be there so that they get an idea or something to that effect. And I think that's just so much more powerful than just a business card. I think that's why this is such a cool idea.
I think what you said, one thing's interesting about that when you think about when you just meet people, you're trying to learn about really what makes you different. That's if you have a quick video, like an elevator pitch on there and says, here's exactly who I am. You got, a 45-second intro video or 30-second intro video. And then that's going to make them want to go the next step to learn more, contact you. And in Mac's case, he has a button right there to schedule a meeting with him right there on his calendar link. And he can get a direct meeting set up right for him as basically this text for more page of his personalized to him. So it's a personalized digital brochure designed around your story, your unique story. And the great thing about this is that it doesn't really matter what kind of business you're in. You all have those three questions you have to answer about who you are, what do you do, and how can you help me? So really, depending on whatever industry you're in, from small to even bigger companies, it applies to them.
Absolutely. I think another great example you gave was like realtors using your digital brochure program for like, as a way for people to text for whatever listings they have available or something. that has to be that's the like when you mentioned it, I was just like, oh my gosh, that's genius. I can't even imagine how cool that would be to just text and I get the link to the site and all of a sudden I can see all the listings that are available for this one realtor and it could be ever changing because it doesn't have to be set in stone, right?
Well, with realtors, it get exciting because you can do things like my featured houses of the month. I get updates about that. I can have a virtual tour button on there. I mean, depending on what kind of content they have. So a lot of people today have video content. They have assets, if you will, but they have a challenge with how do I get that particular video or that content in front of the right audience at the right times. So this lets people to, once you have a way to distribute it, now people can pick on their own schedule when they look at it, when they consume it. In a realtor's case, they could use it at open houses, and you know they can experience one of my showings, and they can put it on the signage when they get in there. They can give out, you know, even in direct mail pieces. Companies can use that because people be surprised how much people still use print. I mean, though it's a digital world, that's why Didgebridge is all about bridging that gap of traditional media to digital. People still use effectively in different industries print and a lot of these other mediums still, including radio, where you can, you know, put this call to action, text whatever your keyword is. In our case, it's more to learn more about text for more because it's all about giving people more. Like you have on your screen, text them more to 317-342-8114. It allows people to have that call to action, take it directly right from whatever you put it on. It's not limited to really imagination where you can put it for your business.
You're so right. And it's so compact because you can put all your contact information onto that one brochure, all the information that anybody could ever need, and all they need to do is just text you for it.
Well, to your point, it also becomes digital, which is good. That means you can update it over time. So it's not like the brochures like we'd have printed out stacked somewhere. Or when you go to a trade show, instead of like getting it, well, when we used to go to trade shows, a lot more. When you got it in your bag, you took your bag and with you, and your bag gets, you know, stacked away somewhere. Where this way, it's right where you can access it. Not, you know, something that gets thrown in the trash. It's always on your phone. Once you have that mobile number on there, that relationship's there, you know, really forever until you decided to go through your contacts compared to a printed thing, brochure where you don't know where you put it. And I think you asked something about the contacts earlier. Something to keep in mind, even on these, since they're customized and personalized, you can put a file right there where someone could get your whole, you know, Outlook contact info right there, all in one place.
That's crazy. Like the opportunities just seem endless. It just seems like you could, no matter what your business is, it could just be tailored to exactly what you would need. And it's everything that just a regular business card could never do for you.
Well, the interesting thing about it for us, for Text for More, since we do a lot of video production projects, so we've done video production a really long time too, and including producing major shows and different kind of consumer events, like for consumer trade shows and things, like produce those and help do marketing afterwards. We really needed something like this where the keynote speaker would then say, hey, text this to learn more about this, you know, whatever topic our keynote speaker was talking about, and then allows us to have a vehicle like this, a tool that we can now distribute our content, which was a lot of people struggle with that in the business world now. They may spend good money on their video assets, and they then struggle to build it into like basically consumable moments, right? That become, you can take a video and then you can break it into consumable moments that you can then distribute to certain audiences. And now you have a tool to do that with something like Text for More in a digital brochure.
It's
so I'm very excited about it, and I'm very passionate right now. You asked about, from our perspective, about helping small businesses. Like, what can we do to really help lend a hand to the small business community? I think we're all in this together from a small business perspective, because we all work together in this challenging, well, at least changing times of really having everybody's back, right? In a variety of industries, because, for example, like one of our jewelry clients that does like high-end jewelry, we had the ability to put a sign up if people didn't want to come in because they were, you know, kind of nervous about whatever was going on at the time. they could then they could go to their particular Text for More page. They could then set up a virtual appointment, and they wouldn't have to go in and necessarily, browse, because a lot of the people there were, an older age demographic, right? They're more sensitive to the subject, and they didn't want to just walk into this, to the showroom they usually did, but that was a lot of their, high-end customers. So we made kind of a virtual way that you could look on signage of the outside of the physical location and then set appointments. That's something they never thought of doing before that, or we ever had to think about doing that, quite honestly.
Yeah, because I mean, this past year with COVID has just really tested businesses on all kinds of levels, just figuring out what they're capable of, what they're willing to do to save their businesses, and how they're able to persevere, and change things around, and how willing they are to try new things to kind of keep themselves afloat. How did COVID affect your business?
Well, it really became an educational moment, honestly, because we were predicting the future of virtual. This is a way to get virtual information on a more digital scale where you didn't have to always be in person. So just there's a lot of transitions that happen with people learning more about using QR codes, for example, on television during, events, or on menus. That was a big thing where menus and restaurants started using things like QR code to get digital information. And we've been using QR codes like that since the early 2000s. But the mainstream world wasn't educated on those type of things. So it was an educational moment, work with our clients on different ways and get content to different audiences that in the past they didn't have to do that. I mean, since we didn't talk much about, from a Didgebridge perspective to a Text for More perspective, building this product for small businesses, a lot of our experience came from bigger businesses, working with major retailers and consumer brands. And through that, like, for example, you're in one of the major hardware stores shop and you want to learn more about, how to weather strip, your windows. You want to do tutorial videos when you get your products home. We made it so, like, in aisle, we like a product catalog, you could view the selection. And then when you get home, you could have, like, do-it-yourself videos, how to install this. So in doing enough of this in environments to really make them really more interactive and get content on demand, we decided that, hey, I think all businesses could use something like this. That's what Text for More was kind of born from, with the increase of COVID, where so many other people needed to have virtual things. Like in this case, it kind of served as a virtual kind of sales agent in the stores. Like, they're largely, they have a lot of space that may not have someone nearby. So now you can get, especially products that may take more information, like electronics or a big screen TV. What's the difference between this model versus that one? There's a lot of opportunities that way to, like, it's almost like a virtual salesperson. So as we kind of brought this out, we thought, hey, maybe everyone needs a virtual salesperson. When you're not there, that video tell you a story. You meet someone at a networking event, a podcast, you can say, hey, learn more about me. Just like you're kind of flashing there, any business could be on a show telling that story like that. So I believe that COVID was a big opportunity for our clients to have an educational moment to really be more, I'd say, inventive in their ways to communicate to people than they had to be in the past, because they really hadn't had these type of challenges. So for us, it helped us build more trust with our existing clients, and it actually got us, more referrals, especially small businesses now wanting to get more interested. Tell me more about this digital content you guys can provide from a text and a keyword. So it really kind of helped grow that, because there's a bit of a learning curve like any new technology goes. And it really, for us, it really helped expand the knowledge of it, and more people really reaching out to us. So it really helped grow the business in a lot of ways, it was unfortunate in some fronts, right? That there was a lot, retailers, for example, had really record sales in a lot of cases, that the ones that were essential. So so from our perspective, a lot of our clients like that still had really good numbers. But from our perspective, we also saw it like, hey, this is a great opportunity to help small business owners navigate this. And it's been really good. It's also helped our video projects grow a lot too, because people really said, hey, I'm not just happy with Zoom meetings. I want you guys to make us more of a combo experience with the Zoom, with the more professional videos that merged into that, like a kind of a hybrid product.
Yes. I'm telling you, I love how, you're so geared towards helping small businesses. I always like to preach on this show to anybody who cares to listen that, small businesses, if we're not supporting each other, nobody else is going to feel compelled to support us. And, we're our own little clan, our own little group, our own little troop, whatever you want to call it. But, small businesses, we have each other's backs. And, we have to be each other's number one supporters so that we can spread the word and spread the love so that anybody else out there can help support small businesses too. They need help, for those that were able to stay open during the shutdowns. I mean, they were thankfully able to survive it and whatnot, but there were a lot of them that could not stay open or that were forced to close amidst it because they just could not figure out a way to make things work for them. And so, small businesses definitely need our help and support now more than ever to kind of help them, get back on their feet and hopefully, continue on with whatever they are providing or, giving to the communities.
Yeah, I agree, and it's also actually with this kind of product too. It gives us the opportunity to learn a lot about more businesses and industries that we may not have worked with as much in other verticals, and so every small business we work with, we become kind of we also become kind of a brand ambassador of their things because ultimately we say, hey, you learn about this product or service because we got a keyword for it, and then everywhere we go with those kind of demos or even on shows or our press releases, we then bring them up. And a lot of times our clients now, we do joint press releases with some of those projects we do. So especially with a local level business, it might be even more exposure for them.
It absolutely could mean it. I mean, like I told you, I really love what you're doing. This product just makes sense to me, and it just seems like it's going to do so much benefit for any size business whatsoever to just kind of help them get that little step up from other businesses, help them stand out a little bit more to hopefully, be what causes them to get that attention they need to just keep moving forward. You know what I mean? So I am just so excited to have had this opportunity to introduce you to everybody and introduce your product and your business. I just thank you so much, Ryan, for, stopping by and letting us get to know you.
Oh yeah, awesome! I was really happy to join you guys on this and have the discussion, and to do anything we can to help the small business community.
Yep. I always bore them. You'll see with my little goodbye message that I give to everybody. Oh man. Oh, you all know how I usually end my shows because I am just typical like that. Gotta remind you, if you have your own business or a small business that you think should be featured, send them my way. I would love to have you or them on, help spread the word that they exist, where they're located, what they have going on, who they are as people, so you know who you're supporting, not just what you're supporting. That's always been the mission of Small Biz Highlight, and I hope to continue that mission for as long as you all will keep me. Follow us, like us, subscribe to us, and share. Help spread the word about Small Biz Highlight. Ultimately, you're not just spreading the word about the show, but you're helping spread support for the people I have actually featured on the show. Let's think about it. If you share it, somebody happens to check it out, they're ultimately going to have to check out the episodes. So who knows what could come out of that? A new customer for someone that they may not have been able to reach out to without your support of sharing Small Biz Highlight. So please share, like, subscribe, all of the above. All right, so without further ado, I leave you with your final reminder of the night to put your community first. We do that by shopping small and supporting local. Good night, everyone.